approach this now 30th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre, we are reminded that for 3 decades, many had hoped for development of a cooperative and mutually beneficial relation with China. President Clinton pursued constructive engagement to help re-energize China's global integration. The Bush administration encouraged China to embrace a new role of responsible stakeholder in the international community. And then more recently, President Obama advanced an Asia pivot. He, of course, declined to directly acknowledge China as the revisionist geopolitical rival that by then it had become. But now I believe we've reached a new turning point, and one that must be handled carefully, but must be handled. And that is the growing and widespread recognition in this city and across American policymaking that China, under Xi Jinping and the Communist Party, has become a near-peer strategic competitor to the United States and ultimately to the cause of freedom around the world. And I reiterate what I just said a moment ago. Not China, but President Xi and the Communist Party of China have positioned China to become a near-peer rival to the United States. It has also, by the way, under President Xi and some of his predecessors, used our own free and open international order against us. The Communist Party in China has overseen the greatest illegitimate transfer of wealth in human history, using forced technology transfer and a whole-nation approach in espionage to steal American innovation and ingenuity from our companies, our centers of research, our universities. In fact, the U.S. Office of Trade representative recently estimated that Chinese intellectual property theft costs the United States as much as $600 billion annually. A staggering amount. Staggering amount. It exceeds the collective profit of the top 50 companies from the Fortune 500. The worst abusers of human rights and the rule of law. Look no further than the disappeared human rights lawyers, the imprisoned Christian pastor, or the unjust detention and tragic death of Nobel Peace Prize winner Liu Xiaobo. Look no further than Hong Kong, where Beijing continues to undermine and erode, not to mention break, the promises it made about Hong Kong's long-cherished autonomy. Look no further than their harsh policies against unregistered Christian churches, Tibetan Buddhists, Falun Gong practitioners, and other religious adherents. And look no further than Xinjiang, where China has concentrated over 1 million Uyghurs and other religious and ethnic minorities in what they call vocational schools or re-education camps, but what we would recognize as prison camps, establishing Orwellian levels of high-tech surveillance and monitoring, including the forced providing of people's DNA. What Xi Jinping calls the Chinese dream has for millions of people become a brutal and unending nightmare.